Hey guys, how's it going? It is Carter here. It's been a while, but today we are doing some Arma 3 editing. I'm restarting a series that I've done a couple times in the past, but I've learned some things since the last time I made a video. There's some things I want to change, how I teach you guys, but overall this is going to be an Arma 3 editor tutorial. As you can see, we're using the DLC Prairie Fire, which is great. I recommend picking it up right now. It's $18. It's probably the best thing that's ever come out for Arma, to be honest. I'm also pairing that with the Unsung mod, but to get into the editor in the first place, we're gonna go to single player. The menu is gonna look a little bit different depending on what DLC or mod you have on, but overall it's the same process. You want to go to single player, go down to editor. These are all different things you can do within single player, but editor is what we want today. Next, you're gonna have a whole list of maps. You might have three, like the base ones, or you might have like I have all these ones. These are all Vietnam maps for the most part. But just for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to go to Altus, which is the base game map. Okay, so once you're in Altus, you're going to want to find a nice place to go. If you want to control the cameras, WSAD is to move forward, sideways, and backwards, and Q and Z is to go up and down. If you hold your right mouse, that is to rotate your camera. Okay, so I found a nice spot here. We're out here in the northeast part of the desert. If you want to move your camera around quickly across the map, say you like the look of Sofia over here, just use your middle mouse button. You'll see the camera icon move, and here you are in Sofia. So that's a really nice way of getting across the map very quickly. So you can just move across the map, go to Kavala. We're in Kavala. But just for like I said, the sake of simplicity and easiness of building, we're gonna go right here in the middle of the desert. We can actually move a little bit further over here so it's closer to a town. So, you know, maybe there's some, for the mission, we're in a FOB over here, and there's, I don't know, some rebels in, what is that, Loninia. But you're going to begin by placing down a character. We'll use, like I said, we're going to be using Vietnam assets today, so we'll just take officer. He'll be the main head honcho here. And you notice there's a red ring around the bottom. That means this is your character. This is the character you will start off in whenever you're using the editor. This is who you're just going to load in as. So say you want to make this a multiplayer mission and you want a friend to be able to join you. You can lay down another character. You'll see there's a blue line here. This means they're going to be in the same squad. So if I were to load in right now, the AI would follow me because I'm a squad leader. So if you don't want that, make sure you have the character selected. You'll see a blue box going around. You can kind of see the wires of the blue box. Hold control, click on your guy's dot here. You'll see this orange line come. Click and drag and drop, and you'll see that the line goes away. So now these are two completely independent people. So if you double click on Rifleman 1, you'll see player and playable. Player is the one that puts the red ring. Playable puts a purple ring, and that means if you were to make this a multiplayer mission, now you could have two guys essentially play the mission. So if you wanted, you know, three of your friends, you and three of your friends, there you go. Now the mission can take 4 people. So that's kind of the beginning of how you lay your characters down. We're gonna move these guys out of the way quick so we can begin, which is just some simple base building. We're not gonna go too crazy. That might be saved for future episodes. So to begin base building, you're want to find, you know, obviously you might start off with, say, a base already. Maybe you come up here and use an existing military base. If you want to add some stuff, that's always a possibility. But we'll come back down here. And you want to find something that has like a nice, like a good wall, like a good fitting wall. Usually something not like this. I mean, that's not a very good wall. You can shoot straight through that. You really want to find something fitting. It's gonna help like make the scene feel good and also be practical. So there is a little bit of, I guess I would say, like artistic design behind some of this. Like you actually want to, like I said, you want things to look good and feel good when you're playing within the mission. So we'll just, I don't know, we'll choose something pretty simple here. We'll take this big corner. That'll be the one corner of our base. and we'll just place that right here. To drag things around, obviously just click and drag. Then we'll grab another one. And if you want to be perfect, so this is right now is on a 0 degree angle. You want to rotate quickly, you just hold shift and click it, and you can drag it around. So say I want to roughly place it right there. If you double click it, you'll see I'm at 91 degrees. If you want it to be perfect, 90 degrees. So these things are like perfectly lined up now. We'll just make this a nice little opening. And then we won't even put it back on this yet. I'll probably do that off camera, but just for the sake of, you know, kind of having somewhat of a base built here. Right here, I just clicked on one, I hit Control C, and then you can hit Control V to paste. So that's copy and pasting, which is very, very, very beneficial when you're building big missions, doing a lot of big things. So this, you know, we'll put one more thing here like this. And like I said, I'll probably just come in off camera and do a little bit more so it looks a little bit more complete. And then just for the funsies of it, we'll find a nice long straight section, and we'll just make it go back just a little bit so we have some room to do some stuff. Okay, so we have this placed. Just as a quick thing, say we have some sandbags here for whatever reason, and we want these sandbags to be on top of this wall. So you know how to rotate. Obviously, that's just shift and hold. And I placed it like that, but I didn't want it like that, and I wanted to undo it. So you can just hit Control Z, and that'll undo your previous action. But yeah, I really want this sandbag to be up here. First thing you want to check is that this little icon up here has two arrows pointing together, not at the or at the ground here, not facing the opposite direction. And what this does is that it places snapping on any platforms here. So if I don't have it like this, to raise and lower objects, you want to hold Alt and keep clicking or holding click. You can raise and lower, raise and lower, raise and lower. But what you notice here is if I have this with the arrows pointing away from each other, so toggle snap surfing is off right now, you'll notice it just goes right through the object. And that can be very, very good in certain situations, but for beginning base building, it's usually not that great because sometimes you'll have stuff like that, a lot of like floating stuff. But just make sure these are together, and now if you go like this, you'll see it snap. And like 99.9% of the time, it's perfectly flush, especially if it's on a flat surface like that. So that is how you do that. Next, we'll bring these guys in here. We will place just a little shed. Give me a second here. I just got to find something. Well, now there's one up here. There we go. We'll place this thing. So this is where I want my guys to spawn. Okay, so we're gonna put these guys in here. So now if I load this up as a single player mission, all these guys are gonna spawn exactly where they are. So that's perfect for a single player. If I were to hit play scenario right now, I would be here, this guy would be here, this guy would be here, and this guy would be here. Easy peasy. But for multiplayer, it's a little bit different. So what we're gonna do is actually start setting up a multiplayer mission really quick. And I'm gonna go into more detail in future episodes. But I know like a lot of people, you know, just want to figure out how to place simple things down and begin playing the game with their friends. So I'm gonna do that for you guys. That'll probably be the last thing I do in this episode, and then we'll switch on to something different next episode. So like I said, you have 4 guys placed down. You have 3 other buddies that are eager to play. They're really excited. First thing you got to do is make sure you have these 4 characters. Next, you want to go to the F5 tab, or just click up here with the 3 boxes, Systems. You're going to go to Multiplayer, Respawn Position. You're going to line that down. Nice little hexagon right there. double click it. You can name it, I don't know, we'll just name it blue for underscore base, or, you know, it's whatever. I don't necessarily think that matters. I will definitely double check for you guys, but I don't think it matters. Next we'll go to infantry. Yeah, make sure this is infantry. Side is going to be blue 4, which is the NATO side, usually what the US is on. Op 4 is the generally like bad guys, like Russian, Vietnamese, yada yada yada, whatever mod DLC you're using. And then independent, for at least for like the Vietnam DLC, is like ARVN, which is South Vietnamese Army. And then for the base game, the AAF, which is like the Altus fighting force. Or you can have civilian if you're doing some kind of role playing and stuff. But we're gonna use blue 4. We're gonna show to, we'll just say only to the side and his allies. And then notifications we're gonna leave enabled, so that way you know if your friend gets popped. And then now, instead of spawning here, wherever this is placed is where they're gonna spawn. So if I have it right here, they're gonna spawn in the middle of the open right here. But I want them to spawn in the shed, just so it kind of, it's gonna funnel them to where the next thing I want them to do, so that way they're not just running around aimlessly. And like I said, this is all going to change in future episodes. This is just the very quick TLDR on how to do it. So now we have this laid down. There's one more step you have to do to have multiplayer respawns. And sometimes this doesn't work. Sometimes you have to kind of go in and finagle with it a little bit and try to figure it out. But you're going to go to attributes, multiplayer. You're going to see right here, respawn. These don't really matter at all. There is stuff you can do with them, some very good tools, but right now we're just gonna go here. Respawn is currently on disabled. We're gonna do respawn on custom position. So what that's gonna do is let you choose to spawn here. So that way, if I have multiple respawns laid down, it's possible to choose where you want to respawn, which is really nice in a future scenario that I will lay out for you guys later. So respawn in custom position, or you can do respawn in position to death, but that'll mean you respawn exactly where you died. So if you're in the middle of a firefight, you're gonna respawn right in the middle of that firefight, which can be a big problem. So respawn custom position, select respawn position, select respawn loadout. We can do that too. Not a big deal. We're just show a respawn counter just because it's fine. And then after that, I don't like doing anything else. You can respawn in waves if you want to, so that way, if you're playing with a big group of people and you want to kind of punish the people that, like, punish the group for dying and make it a little bit more of a consequence, you can have everyone have to wait like 30 seconds and spawn at the exact same time, so that way you're kind of spawning in a big group at a time. But that's what that means. And then for respawn delay, just click this arrow once and that'll be a 5-second delay. Like I said, if you're respawning in waves, you can make that like 30, 40, 50 seconds, whatever it is. Vehicle respawn delay, don't touch that. Allow manual respawn, yes. Show scoreboard, yes. Allow AI score. I don't do that personally, because what all this does is makes it so like there's a limited amount of score respawns you can have, so I don't do that. Then save loadout, I usually check it. So now theoretically, respawn should be done. You shouldn't have to touch it. It should just work. We will try it out quick just to make sure it does work, but it should, fingers crossed, work. And the last thing I'll do quick here is we will lay down some storage supply. And, you know, say I like the look of... sorry for this. You mean my OCD kicking in here? Yeah, ammo US. Okay, right here. See this? So this already comes with stuff inside of it. So this is like a supply crate. Say there's some things you want your friends to be able to pick up for the specific mission. You double click on it. I usually come to special states and hit enable damage, so tick that off. So that way it's indestructible now. You can hit it with a car. The car is gonna hurt before this thing does. So that's usually a really good setting to have, especially when you're inside your main base. But so if you come down to equipment storage, you'll see this is everything it has inside of it. And you can come to weapons, like you can come over to any of these tabs You can find stuff that you want to put in, and then all you have to do is hit the plus button. What I have is a mod that allows you to just click this, and it creates a virtual arsenal. So if we hit play scenario, shouldn't take too long to load. There we go. If we come over here, if we go to inventory, we'll see all that stuff that's inside of the crate. But if we go to arsenal, what you're gonna see is now we have access to everything that we have in the game. We have every weapon. Obviously, you want to, tell people if you are using arsenal, use a period appropriate weapon or a missions appropriate weapon, because sometimes people like to get a little bit ridiculous with their loadouts. But you have access to everything, all the equipment in the game. So that's very, very nice. And as you can see, it's just on me now. I have a Sterling with camouflage. So that's the best way of making it so you can have a loadout. So we'll just move this in a little bit. And then obviously you're gonna need a vehicle, so we'll lay down. Whoops. So okay, this is a perfect example. You see how I just laid down this vehicle and it's filled with units? A couple things you can do here. If you just want to go quick, you can just click and drag on the different icons here and delete them. If you just hit delete, that deletes objects. So now you can rotate it. But if you are placing down a lot of vehicles that you're, so say we're gonna create like a whole fleet of vehicles we can choose from. Right here, you'll see a little checkbox with place vehicles or place vehicles with crew. Now, if I click the same vehicle, it's empty. So that's perfect. Now we have people to play with. We have a way to resupply. We have vehicles to get to the mission. And I don't know, we'll say we'll go far more in depth in placing enemies and doing stuff with enemies in the future. But just for now, we'll say we'll just put, a couple guys here. Control C. And they'll be guarding an officer. And see how they connected again? So I don't want that, because what that's gonna do is this guy won't be here when I place him. He's gonna be in formation, so he'll actually probably be somewhere inside of this building, and that kind of makes it all messy. So I like it when I think independently. That way they all kind of move in different directions if they do move, and it makes it a lot more unpredictable. Instead of having like a whole squad of like 10 people running in a area, that kind of makes everyone scramble. So now we have, 2 crewmen guarding a officer, and then you and your friends could get in your vehicle or go to the arsenal, load up, get in your vehicles, roll out, and take on these guys. So that's the basic idea of the mission making. If you want to go one step further and you want to be a Zeus, which in Arma, if you don't know, is like kind of like it's like a live editor. You can be the editor as your friends are doing the mission. It's really, really simple. All you have to do is go back over to systems, which are modules. Go down to Zeus, Game Master. Lay down the Game Master tab, right click on it, hit connect, sync to, and sync it to your character, the one you will be playing as. And all you have to do then is hit Y once you get in game. Excuse me. Like I said, hit Y once you're in game, and essentially the same thing as this editor, just a little more simple, will show up. So you can spawn in enemies once say we get these guys cleared out. We're inside this building, checking for evidence or whatever. You can have enemies spawn in right here, come in through these bushes, and just start lighting your buddies up. So, there's a lot of options, and I will go into stuff like that in further episodes. I know I keep saying that, but I feel like we drug this one in long enough. So, last step to make a mission with your friends is you want to hit save as, and you're gonna have missions and multiplayer missions. So you want to save this one as, we'll just save this as video mission, and we'll save it again, save as. We'll go back to video mission, So that's selected down here, and we'll go down to MP missions. We'll do the same thing, hit save. So that way you can play it in single player, but you have to save it in MP missions as a multiplayer mission. So now everything should work. If not, I'll be releasing a video in the future showing you guys, you know, hot fixes and stuff to do with, usually it's the respawn system. But that is it for today, you guys. Like I said, be expecting more in the future. I have quite a few different episodes planned. This is all kind of off the top of my head. This is essentially the process and how I do it. So I'm just kind of showing you guys my process. So if it's a little sloppy, I apologize, but you know, that's just how I do it. So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. We're definitely trying to hit that 1,000 mark, or 1,000 sub mark. I'd say by Thanksgiving. I think it's very possible. I'm 100 subs away. So hit that sub button, guys. I always stream on Twitch more often. I'll have my Twitch link down there. Go follow me on Twitch. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a great day. Peace out.